Okay, let's begin with hands at prayer center, hands up over your head, and let's go ahead and get a beach ball on our hands. Reach over towards your right, holding your beach ball, opening your ribs, stand up again, nice and straight spine. Over to the left, holding that beach ball again. Stand up nice and straight. We're going to do cactus arms here, and then bring your hands down, rolling your arms around. Let your head come forward, your nice straight spine, super straight spine. You're going to dive forward and let everything pour out of your head. Hold opposite elbows and just let your back relax. Let your head relax. Maybe you touch the floor, maybe your shins, flat back again. From the floor down to the ground again, and then with your hands behind you, fly right back up, and then bring your hands above you again, holding that beach ball over to your right, letting your ribs open, up again, over to your left, and holding that beach ball. Let that beach ball be your guide. Open up to your cactus arms, and then bring your elbows down behind you, roll your hands around, and then come with a flat back, bending at your hips, as flat as you can go, and then dive forward again. Hands can be down, or you can have them down on your shins, flat back, hands down again, and then we're going to bring ourselves with our flat back up again, and then bring your hands up again one more time, rooted in your feet as you move over towards your right. Keep your balls of your feet down and the heels. You might want to stretch your hand with your opposite hand also. And then we're going to have our hands come behind us as we go ahead and go forward, flat back, until we dive forward one more time. Let everything fall through and out of your head that you don't need. Flat back, roll again, and elbows to elbows if you'd like. And we're going to come right back up one more time. And now I'm turning to the side. You can stay forward. We're going to go ahead one more flat back. So flat back, roll and dive forward. And now you're going to walk your feet towards the front of your mat. Your hands to the front of your mat and your feet to the back of your mat. Walk your feet out as you are in this downward dog. So we're going to have our hips going up as high as we can. Bend your knees an awful lot. Your heels do not ever have to touch the ground. So they can have bent knees like this, or you can try to straighten them. Now we're going to go ahead into a plank, and then down all the way to the ground, and then raising your head. So you can raise your head a lot or a little, but we're arching our back. Then we're going into child pose. Reach your hands forward and your bottom back. From here, you're going to go back up into that downward dog. Reach one foot. Now, if you notice, I'm going to grab my foot actually to help bring it a little further forward. And then your knee down, bring your hands up above your head, and open up your hands and look behind you. Hands up again. Look in the opposite direction behind you. Hands up again. Nice straight back if you can, reaching backwards. Now you're going to see again, I'm going to push my foot. I'm going to hold on to my foot. My knee may not stay bent, or it may be straightened. And then you're going to lift up your back leg and put your two legs together, downward dog again, letting your shoulders release in this. Again, you're going to see a better angle. I actually can pick up my back foot and bring it to the front, other knee down, hands up, and press forward slightly. Open, looking back behind you, hands up again, twist and look behind you in the other direction. Hands up again. Now we're going to go ahead, and you'll see you're going to see how I actually move my foot, which allows you to have a different tension and strength in your foot, and you can hold onto your foot if you want. You see, I don't necessarily straighten it. We're going to go ahead and bring our hands back up with bent knee, and then we're going to bring both knees back, and then back into our child's pose. You can have your knees apart. So this is a little bit more of a puppy pose. Your bottom stays up. Go ahead and straighten out. Sphinx pose is another option for the back bend. Then you're going to come back up into your downward facing dog. And when you're doing that, go ahead and look at your knees. We're going to walk ourselves back. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And then having your weight on your feet, straight and curl your back again. And then we're going to stand up tall, hands up again, hands at prayer center. And then we're going to bend down. And if you can, you're going to twist to the one side. And then you're going to go to the center and twist back to the other way. And then with our knees still bent, then we stand up, hands up again, open out, and then hands to heart center, bending down again to chair pose. We're going to twist. And if you can, you might take your elbow. You may keep your hands together, or you may fly your wings. And then when you're done with that, we're going to come back to center. We're going to stand up again. And we're going to come back to chair pose, twist in the opposite direction, opposite elbow to knee. You can bring it across if you'd like. You can put your hands open if you'd like. You can look up at the ceiling sky if you'd like. And then you can come back up to standing hands again, nice and tall, opening out. Then we're going to do a flat back, touching to the ground, walking forward. Bend your knees as much as you need or want to. Again, showing you that I'm moving my foot with my hands. I've opened my back foot, and then I am coming up to warrior one and opening out to warrior two. Reverse your front hand and reverse your warrior. Come forward. You can go down to the ground if you want with that hand, reaching the upper hand above, or you can have your elbow on your knee and to do that. You can go back again to warrior, reverse warrior, going back forward again. This time I'm looking up, so you can look up if that is comfortable for you. Reaching, straightening your front leg, push your hip back, and then reach forward, looking at your upper hand, putting your lower hand down along your leg. You may decide you want to reach the upper hand over or keep it up and open. Back up to standing. We're going to go to crescent lunge, a long stretch, back to downward dog again. Knees down if you want, coming down all the way. Head up again, different kind of arching options. Back into another child's pose and downward dog. From this, we're going to bring the other foot forward. You see, I pull it forward. I'm just turning around so you can see the front. Let's see a little better. So you don't have to do that. Switch up into crescent and into reverse warrior here. We're going to go to reverse warrior, back into warrior two. My elbow is on the front knee, which is an option. We're trying to get when we're going forward, we're trying to get the arms from head to toe. And in the reverse, we're trying to let ourselves have an opening. So you may decide that arm is going to go down in front, and that's okay. And then we're going to come back up to warrior two. We're going to straighten that front leg and make the back leg be across instead of push the hip back, lean forward, and then bending as if you're between two glasses. You can hold on to your thigh, your shin, just not your knee, and you can come down. You can open your arms up. You can stretch your arm across. You can look up at the sky ceiling if that works for you. Coming back up, looking forward into our crescent lunge, trying to stay tall, bring your knee down. And then when we come down, we're going to bring ourselves back into our downward dog and back into a plank all the way down to the ground. Toes are untucked. And now I'm going to turn over, and I'm not going to talk anymore because this is the time for you to be on your back. Hands are facing up, feet are resting out, and you're in Shavasana, just allowing the energy that we've done with our bodies and brains to connect gently and flow together. So you're just going to lie here quietly now. If you're feeling ready, you can begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. You can begin to move your head, roll your head around, and you can begin to move over onto one side and just begin to be in a fetal position on the one side. Then roll yourself from your lying position to sitting position. Thank you so much for joining in this MoCrazy Method yoga practice.